I don't know why it's not showing on the replay. So that was a 2-minute 2. I had several 59s, but I would lose it in the boot. I'll explain why I was losing it. I think it's very easy to do so, especially in this car. But let's go through a lap. So I'm going to brake just before the 300. In this car especially, you don't want to overbrake the car. If you activate ABS, you're just going to push too far into the corner and completely kill your exit. And in this car especially, getting your turn in and your turn out correct, getting that exit is absolutely crucial for carrying momentum through the course of a lap. If you dive too deep, you're going to lose tenths every single time. So focus on a little bit lighter braking and really hold that trail all the way through the apex till you're ready to go back to power. Once you release brake, the car's going to naturally want to understeer. So you want to hold a little bit of brake to keep the front end stable and planted until you're ready for power. Generally here, I mean, this is a heavy braking zone, and I'm not really above 60 or 70. I found in other times I'd brake a little bit harder, a little bit later, and still be able to make the apex. But one time you go 10 yards too deep, then you've already blown through your apex, you're pushing wide, you're getting off tracks, and you're ruining your exit on what is the most crucial turn on this track. So ideally you're braking 60 to 70% just before the 300, and you're trailing it off nice all the way to the apex until you're back to power. And this is the outlap +1. So this is the first flyer. So tires aren't completely up to temperature yet, but there are a couple of turns where the car wanted to be a little less compliant. When the tires had heat in them, it was better, and the S's is one of them, and I'll explain why. So you want to come at it from a wide approach, and the reason being is because if you take it too tight, the car is going to want to kick out on you. So coming at a wide approach, hang forth all the way until you are pointed straight. Once you have unwound the wheel up the hill about right here, then you can change to fifth. If you change to fifth before that point, the car will want to kick out, because on gear changes this car will bite you in the butt. So if you can, wait to go to fifth until you're angled, or you're in a straight direction, you have the wheel unwound, and you can get that fifth gear in and set yourself up for this turn. And you kind of want to set yourself up to be hugging as far right as you can right here, because in fifth gear, you try to angle the wheel too much, and the car wants to kick out on you. It's going to lose that momentum because it's got too much angle in the wheel, and it's kind of cranking that would be your driver rear tire up, and it's just causing a little bit of wheel spin, and it's gonna kind of want to step out, and you're going to lose momentum, and you're going to lose if someone's behind you drafting, and they get a better run through. They're probably going to get you before the bus stop, or be door to door, which is even worse. And you can see I am sawing at the wheel. I will remove the bar. Oops. Duh. Watch how much I'm sawing at the wheel right here. Just trying to keep the car going. These are wild cars. I mean, there's no doubt about it. They are fun to drive. Typical braking marker would be around this white line, but I'm braking just before, just to get the car. I could brake probably a little bit later here, but I'm trying to always not overshoot the corner, and I want to set this car up to take the bus stop. I didn't particularly like the way I took the bus stop. Here I hit the curbs and the car bounces a lot. We'll actually watch that. Watch how much the car bounces when I hit these curbs. Right there, there. So ideally, if you can, cut this turn tighter to miss this curbing. If you can cut this a little bit tighter and then just hug around and barely miss this one, it'll set you up better for an exit. There were some times where I would hit this curb and it would push me wide. It just happened to work out this time, but there were a few times where it would push me a little bit wide. I'd either get off in the grass here because the car has no grip in turns, but I would try to set this up to hit it more this way, and then you can turn in. Just I mean, you can use this curbing, but just beware that it could push you wide and you may hit the grass on the exit. See, I'm very close there. I'm going to stay in fourth here, use a little bit of trail brake to keep the front end compliant. Back to power. It's a pretty easy corner. These are the two turns that are gonna come and bite you. So in the boot, if you downshift and have any amount of wheel angle, you're probably going to spin. So my recommendation is to practice it, see if you can get away with it, because even there, you watch the wheel. It wanted to, when I downshifted, it kind of wanted to kick on me there. See, I had to catch it. If you're going to downshift, try to do it when you have the wheel straight. Here's a good example here. I downshifted straight, downshifted, then started my turn in. It just allows for a smoother run through the corner, and it's not showing it in the replay, but there's on track. There were several tire marks here where I would be turning in and downshifting to third, and the car would just spin. So beware on downshifts and upshifts. If you have a lot of power and you have a lot of wheel angle, the car is going to want to kick sideways. And if you're going into a turn, braking, and you have any wheel input, especially in the boot, and you downshift, there's a chance that the rear end may kick out. So just be careful with those. I'm taking kind of a different line than I would in, say, like a GT3. I'm really braking straight, and then I'm just hugging as tight as I can, because I tried the normal GT line out here, and I lost so much time trying to get the car to rotate and then turn back in. So I found a hugging it just helped better for me. I'm going to brake just before the 200 marker. Same as usual, never really getting above 70%. If I did a lot of testing with braking heavy, braking later, I felt that the 70% brake was probably the best to get the car slowed down and still be compliant. Holding that, and then just bleeding off and holding a little bit of trail brake all the way through until I'm ready for power. Can't stress that enough. Here, when you go back to power, there is about right here in the track. You'll see I'm not full throttle yet. There is like a kind of a rise, so you'll make a crest and then it flattens out up here. If you have full power before this point, once you reach that little crest, it can kick the back end out. So wait till you crest it there, and then back to full power. Here's another example of not optimal tire temps. Usually I would just hold a little bit of trail brake and I would hit this apex perfectly, but here I was way off. Well, I say way off, maybe a couple feet, but before, the car would it would take that lift off, and then a little bit of trail brake, and the tires would it had grip in them, or more grip than it did. So yeah, lifting almost at the 100 board, just before the 100 board lift, slight trail brake in, back to power once you reach the apex. Staying fourth in this upcoming turn, brake earlier than you think. So what would be probably just before the end of this tire barrier right here. You want to be light on brakes. Keep the car compliant. If you brake too late and heavy, you're either going to understeer or you're going to let off the brakes too quick. And this can happen too. If you brake too heavy and let off the brakes too quick with steering input, it can cause the car to spin out on you. So light braking, hold it till you're ready for power. Push out wide. And that is a guide for Watkins Glen. Yeah, I will try to get the remaining races for the season when I can. Things are just busy right now. So until then, I know this is next 2 weeks from now. This is 2 weeks from now's race. So you got some time. Watch this guide. Get out and practice. Have some fun.